You know, sometimes life sneaks up on you like that old pickup truck rusting in the driveway looks harmless until it starts sputtering and won't quit, dragging you down into the mud. Back in Pine Ridge, Texas, where the dust kicks up higher than the cotton fields and folks still gather at the diner for coffee black as sin, I was just Jake Harlan, a ranch hand pushing 40, married to Lisa with 2 boys who thought wrestling calves was the height of adventure. But about 6 years back, that's when the hammer fell hard, not some quick bruise from a fence post, but this relentless gut punch that started as a twinge after a long day branding steers, then ballooned into something that clawed at my insides. Nights where I'd curl up on the couch sweating through my shirt, staring at the ceiling fan whirring like it was mocking me. Doctors in Amarillo called it fibromyalgia or some such hell. One quack even threw around undiagnosed trauma response, linking it to the wreck that took my brother years ago, the one where I was behind the wheel, sober but shaken, blaming myself ever since for not seeing that deer sooner. It wasn't just the pain eating at my joints, turning every step into a negotiation with fire. It was the rot underneath, that old guilt festering like an untreated wound, making me snap at Lisa over burnt biscuits or the boys' muddy boots, whispering in my head, "You're broken, Jake, useless dad, lousy husband. Why even try?" I drive out to the back 40 alone, kicking rocks, yelling at the sky. If there's a point to this hell, show me, 'cause I'm done pretending. But deep down, the real villain wasn't the cheat, was me, letting that self-hate build walls, pushing away the people who could have pulled me through, fueled by this twisted fear that if I admitted weakness, it'd swallow me whole, just like it did my old man before he drank himself under. And man, it escalated fast, turning my world into this pressure cooker of resentment and isolation, where every interaction felt like a standoff in some dusty Western flick. Take Lisash come home from her shift at the feed store, eyes tired but hopeful, trying to rub my shoulders, saying soft like, "Honey, talk to me in this rodeo together." But I'd jerk away, bitter edge sharpening my voice. "Talk? What's there to say, you fix engines? Not this mess I dragged into our bed." She'd fire back, tears welling but chin up, "Your mess? We've been hitched 20 years. Jake, this ain't just yours, but you're building a damn fortress around it." That stung, 'cause she was right. My pain was my armor, born from that crash guilt, making me lash out to keep her at arm's length, scared she'd see the coward underneath and bolt like everyone else. Then there was old Harlan S., our my uncle, who took over the ranch after Dad split for the bottle, pulling me into the barn one afternoon, face like weathered leather, grumbling, "Boy, your slacking cows ain't milking themselves, and neither's this pity party." I spun on him, voice cracking with sarcasm. "Pity? That's rich coming from the guy who hoarded every acre like it was gold, squeezing out neighbors for a few more bucks maybe. If you'd shared the load after the wreck, I wouldn't be this wreck now." He leaned in close, breath hot with chew, eyes narrowing. "Shared? Family's about toughing it. Your brother's gone. Life's hard. Quit whining or get off my land." It was pure venom, rooted in his own losses, the drought that bankrupted his dreams, turning him into this land-grabbing tyrant who saw vulnerability as a threat to his iron-fisted control over the spread, our little HOA of blood and barbed wire, where weakness meant eviction. The boys caught the fallout too. Little Tommy, 10 and all fire, mimicking my limp one evening at supper, giggling, "Daddy's the slowpoke cowboy." I exploded, slamming the table. "Knock it off, that ain't funny, it's real." But later, hugging him in the dark, whispering apologies, I saw the fear in his eyes, the cycle I was forging, my unresolved wreck haunting them like a ghost rider. Nights blurred into this internal war, me versus the mirror, punching shadows, the pain amplifying every doubt until I hit rock bottom in the truck cab under a harvest moon, sobbing, "Enough, I am tired of fighting alone. God, if you're out there, throw me a rope before I drown." That's when the shift hit, sneaky at first like a cool breeze cutting the August heat, pulling me from the pit not with fanfare, but this stubborn spark that said, "Fight smarter, not harder." It started small, grabbing Lisa's hand one dawn, voice rough but real. "Babe, I've been a jackass, let's figure this out, no more walls." And her squeezing back, half laughing through tears, "About time, Cal, it been roping shadows waiting." We talked for hours on the porch swing, Her sharing how the ranch gossip mill painted me as the brooding drunken waiting. Me admitting the Rex ghost had me in chains, born from that split-second swerve that cost Billy his breath. A guilt HOA enforced by Uncle's cold legacy of man up or move out. From there, I reached out to Doc Ramirez, not the city suits but the old vet who patched us after stampedes, who nodded over coffee. Payne's a bully. Jake starve it with routine, not rage, handing me stretches and a journal like it was a six-shooter. I scribbled entries like day 12. Ache's a bastard today, but I walked the fence line without cursing the sun progress. Humor crept in too. I'd joke with the boys over pancakes. Watch this, fella's daddy's gonna lasso the pain demon. Tommy'd cheer, get him, pa, turning my limp into their game, lightening the load. Uncle confronted me again by the corral, arms crossed. Heard your soft pedaling ranch don't run on whims. But I met his glare steady. No bark, just truth. Whims? This is me owning it. Uncle not hiding like you did after the '98 flood, hoarding water rights while neighbors thirsted. Help or step aside families give, not just take. He paused, face cracking like dry earth, muttering, damn fool fine, ease up on the east pasture. A grudging thaw, his landlust mask slipping to reveal the scared kid who'd lost his own pa to the Dust Bowl. Mike me foreman buddy, scarred from his own divorce wars joined the fray one bonfire night. Beers cracking, him drawling. Brother, you think you're the only one wrestling ghosts? My ex cleaned me out cause I bottled it and let this wreck define you. We swapped stories till dawn, laughter punching through the dark, his tales of bar fights over alimony fueling my resolve. The turning point? A quiet Sunday drive to the old crash site. Wildflowers choking the ditch now, me kneeling, whispering, Billy, I miss you, forgive this fool for surviving. And feeling this warmth uncoil in my gut, pain ebbing like tide pulling back, mind clearing as if the sun burned away fog. Back home, Lisa and I slow danced in the kitchen to scratchy radio tunes, boys giggling from the hall, the air electric with unspoken victory stronger, not just in body but soul, the villain of guilt slinking off like a whipped coyote. Yet, as the dust settled and the ranch bloomed greener that fall, the Real kicker unfolded under a stormy sky at the county fair, spotting Uncle Harlan across the midway, haggling over a heifer like always, but his eyes locked on mine, face paling as lightning cracked. He stormed over, voice thunder. Heard your mending, think that makes you king now? I built this spread from nothing. I stood tall, rain slicking my hat, calm fire in my gut. King? Nah, Uncle, just a man done running. You gripped this land like a vice, cause losing dad scared you straight, but hoarding ain't legacy, it's loneliness. Pass the reins, or watch me build my own. Folks nearby hushed, the air thick, his fist clenching then dropping, a wry smirk breaking through. Stubborn as your Pafine, co-sign the deed, but don't screw it. Handshake sealed under the downpour, Hahi washing over me like cool rain, the old tyrant yielding not from weakness but shared scars, our feud dissolving into alliance. But here's the rub that still twists folks up. Months later, word spread of a developer sniffing around Pine Ridge, waving cash for subdivisions, pitting neighbors against kin in this modern land. Grab uncle whispering temptations in my ear one dusk. Sell out. Jake easy money. No more aches. Testing if my healing held, or if greed's ghost would resurrect the cycle. Did I cave for the quick buck, betraying the soil that mended me, or stand firm, risking the feud's revival? Looking back, that crossroads reshaped us all. Lisa prouder, boys tougher, even uncle softer around the edges, but it leaves you wondering, in a world of HOAs and handouts, is holding ground justice or just another cage? Drop your thoughts below. Ever faced a family empire crumbling under secret SWAT's right? Fight or fold? Like if this hit home, share your showdowns. Subscribe for more raw ranch tales. Let's hash out the hard truths together.